pressure. We've been getting into the downstream consequences. Today, we're going to be talking about eye and vision issues. Impact so many people. But before we do, let me introduce you to us, particularly if you're new. By now, you probably know that we're a nutraceutical company. We're noted for making some profoundly effective products for people and their pets. That's because of some very unique technology that our scientist, Dr. Bevan Elliott, created. You know, he's doing something special. He's trying to improve your health dramatically in a very new way. He wants to increase the amount of energy that your cells produce. Okay, how common sense is that? Doesn't everything take energy? Of course it does. Well, in the case of your body, it comes from something called your mitochondria. You had a lot of them when you were younger. By the time you get to be 80 or 90, you may only have 5 or 10% left for a lot of reasons. You know, in addition to aging, maybe diseases you encountered along the way. About the medications. Medications also can be serial killers of mitochondria. All right, environmental causes. I always call out Roundup, for example. You ever put Roundup on your line? Another serial killer. The industry doesn't have to tell us that, but that is in fact the case. Okay. So what he wants to do is to help you against this assault of all these things that destroy your mitochondria, decrease your energy, and decrease your body's ability to repair itself. And the way he chooses to go about it is to use natural substances, natural ingredients, you know. But he had to solve a problem with that first. It's called deliverability. You know, these ingredients that you've been using, I've been using over the years, can sort of like act like the Three Stooges in that skit where they're all trying to get through that doorway at the same time. They're all banging into each other, pulling each other back, creating all that mayhem. But that's the way natural substances are in our body. So he created a new technology to solve that problem. It's called XDS. That stands for Exponential Delivery System. What it does is it reorganizes the molecules of all these natural ingredients so that they can flow easily into the cells. Okay? And boy, does it work. You're going to hear from some folks that are going to absolutely bear this out today. So the other thing that he's doing is he's created a product line for us. This product line is called UltraMito, as in Ultra Mitochondria. Dale's going to come back and tell you about the products in that product line. Dale.
Thank you, Roger. Listen, everyone, the first product I want to talk about is called Rejuvenate, and it's our topical cream. You put it on your skin, you put it into your hair, you rub it into your scalp, you put it any place on your body from head to toe, and it's for anything that disturbs your skin, whether that's a burn, a scrape, any scratch, cut, bump, mole, blemish, it doesn't matter. Anything, including issues with mild to severe discomfort. Things, listen, this soaks deep through your skin, down into your tendons and your ligaments, into your muscles and your joints. It helps with aching or hurting or any discomfort in your back and your joints and your hands and your knees. We've got testimonials on the website about the impact it's had for people on their cellulite and on their wrinkles, on varicose veins, painful varicose veins. This is an incredible product, and it also helps with folks that have any cause or lack of feeling in, like poor circulation in their extremities. Sometimes people have tingling or hurting in their feet or their hands. Listen, this is going to become your go-to product for everything I just described, and it works fast. Now let me tell you about Restore. It's our first third-generation product, and Dr. Bevan has created something completely unique using the foundation of two ancient superfoods, olive oil with olive leaf and black seed oil. They've both been used for thousands of years because of the benefit they provide to the human body. Black seed oil was discovered in King Tut's tomb when they opened it. And what Dr. Bevan has been able to do is utilize several elements of these in a unique way. As an example, he takes several elements in olive oil and uses them to repair your cell walls. And when we can tune up and detoxify your cells while increasing your mitochondria, that's our secret. That's what makes us unique. That's our name, MoreMito, short for mitochondria. When we can truly recalibrate your cells, it helps your body work the way it's supposed to, the way it did before life in the environment started tearing your body down. we can bring it back. And listen, that's just olive oil. Let's talk about blackseed oil. It has its own unique antioxidant properties, and Dr. Bevan uses those that it actually encourages your body to make more energy, true energy, cellular energy, not the fake energy that comes from sugar or from caffeine, where you get a big high but then a big hit as you fall into that depression valley. Listen, cellular energy is real, it's powerful, there's no jitters. You're just suddenly able to start to do things again you may not have done for quite some time. Those are 2 ingredients out of the 44 ingredients in Restore. It's powerful and, again, fast acting, and there's nothing else like it. Final product is called Pet Restore. Dr. Bevan took the things out of the People Restore that are not good for animals, created Pet Restore. If you've got a dog that doesn't run around or walk like it used to, maybe can't even climb the stairs, if you've got a cat that's shedding and coughing up hairballs, and listen, our animals are closer to the carpets with its chemicals, the lawns with its chemicals. They can't tell us when they're hurting, but listen, we know. You want to bring your pet back to young age and fun and running, you give it Pet Restore. So 3 products: Rejuvenate, People Restore 3.0, and Pet Restore 2.0. Incredible products. And to hear more, I'm going to turn the call back to Roger. Roger?
All right. You know, IUCs are at an all-time high. They're at an all-time high largely because of what we were talking about in the previous 2 weeks, blood sugar and blood pressure issues. They're assaulting our eyes, but they're not the only reason. And there are things that we can do about it. And that's why we want to call on Dr. Dan Suppleway to give us an orientation. He's a regular on a call, been in the field for a decade, worked with a lot of celebrities and professional athletes, John McEnroe, Herschel Walker, and a number of others. So I'm sure we're going to benefit from him, and he's going to continue this topic when he does his nutritional counseling after this call. Dr. Dan.
Yes, Roger, that you're right that we're seeing problems with the eyes like we've never seen before. The reason being that we spend time indoors, we spend time on a computer, on our phone, watching TV, all these things that really are not what our eyes are designed to do. We're designed to be able to pick up things out of the environment and not have the harmful light that comes off these. But there's other reasons too. Our diet is just the opposite of what it should be for healthy eyes. There's so many nutrients, so many nutritional things that we need to be eating that we're not eating that feeds the eyes that our ancestors ate, but we don't eat. And so I will get into that when I do our webinar, our nutritional counseling, 30 minutes after this call ends. And I'll talk to you about some of the things you need to be eating and some of the things you need to be leaving alone to avoid it. By the way, one of the simple things, drink more water. Well, you have dry eyes, and that's one of the solutions. Also, the type of fats you take in. Some fats are going to cause inflammation. Some are going to feed that. But there's a lot of things that we need to know. The different, like within the plants, the lutein, the mesoxanthin, xanthan, and the zeaxanthin, and all these feed different parts of the eye. And vitamin E that you get from different nuts and seeds. I will get into the detail of that and talk about different eye conditions. And what's amazing to me is the results we're seeing in eye conditions that I wouldn't have thought was possible. So we're on to something very powerful here. And the society needs this more than it ever needed it, because we're suffering, I think a little over 4 million people have what they call low eye vision in our society, which means when you use glasses, when you do laser surgery on eyes, when you do all these different things, replace lenses, those people still cannot see well. And so we may have a major answer for a lot of those people, as well as the average person that's starting to have eye problems, which become more and more common the older you get. So I can list all the different eye problems, cataracts, degeneration, glaucoma, the normal ones of not being, the eyes not being able to focus, or astigma, which I have, or diabetic retinopathy. We have all those problems going on. Some people just have the basic weakness of the eye muscles. But we'll get into that when I do my part here afterwards, and I'll talk to you about the foods you need to eat to strengthen your eyes and the foods you need to avoid. I'll give it back to you, Roger.
All right, thank you, Dr. Dan. So, as he was saying, I mean, these conditions that affect our eyes are at an all-time high. Most of us are having a Big Mac attack right now, and I'm not talking about the one you get from McDonald's. I'm talking about your macula. That's a small area in the back of your eye and your retina. It's probably less than a quarter inch in diameter, but it's responsible for the sharpness of your vision. That's a big deal. We're going to get into that in a little bit. But just the strength of your eye muscles is a problem, is a challenge for a lot of us, particularly as we get older. Now, we learned very early on from people reporting our earlier generation products and our restored generation products right now, we have a major, major impact on it. Ted Pugel out in Santa Maria was one of them. I want you to listen to Ted for a moment. It'll give you a hint. It'll give you an idea. It'll give you a clue as to how powerful what we're going to be talking about can be.
Okay, so Ted, take me back to that very first day that you took Restore. And if you would, talk about that first morning when you took it and then went out to work and what happened, what changes you saw for yourself.
Okay. Yeah, so I took probably about a half a milliliter of the oil, put it under my tongue, and then walked outside. And then actually within about 10 minutes, I noticed my back wasn't hurting. Then when I got into the car and I went to drive off, I thought something was different with my vision. I didn't know why, but anyway, so I pulled my glasses down and looked out in the distance. And then I'm even doing it right now. When I look at the distance, everything looks sharp, like I'm looking at some electric wires, so probably half a mile away from me right now. And before the Restore, it would just be a blur. I wouldn't even be able to see the lines. But now I can actually, even without my glasses, I can see the lines. Now with the glasses, they're even sharper, but before, I wouldn't be able to distinguish the lines. It would just look like a little blur. But that was within about 15, 20 minutes total from the time I'd used it. And then I noticed within about half an hour, I had like chills all over my body. I told Roger about that, and he said that was those mitochondria everywhere. It was pretty cool. It was like listening to a good opera singer and then getting chills all over your body. Because I didn't change my environment, so yeah. So I saw like 3 things within about an hour. It's pretty cool.
How long would it normally take you back to get worked out to where you were, comfortable to move around?
Oh, like normal, yeah. So in the morning I'd be just a little bit stiff. And of course, at 79, you're bound to be a little bit stiff anyway. But
79, awesome.
So probably within about half an hour to an hour, my back would loosen it up. And I don't mean stiff. It was just a little bit, uncomfortable because I had injured my back really bad back in 86. So by 1993, I was in chronic pain. But I've learned how to deal with the pain through the years, got pretty well pain-free. And so this just kind of enhanced it a little bit, which was pretty dramatic.
All right, Ted, thank you for that.
Yeah, you're more than welcome, Roger. You have a wonderful day.
Awesome testimonial.
The reason that eyes respond so well is because it's one of the 3 organs that have the most mitochondria. Dr. Dan and I were talking about, we were guessing whether it's going to be the heart, whether it's going to be the brain. Turns out to be your eyes. Your eyes, that color vision, very expensive when it comes to energy. And so certain people respond so quickly, it's like the world doesn't look the same. Within minutes of taking it, Ted was one of them. Most of you is going to take a bit longer than that, okay? Now, let's step into another issue here. A lot of people are suffering from cataracts. You know, the statistics are saying that by the time you get to be about 80, 10% of the population is going to have cataracts. It's and I don't know why it's that low. It seems like everybody I know gets older having problems with it, all throughout my family. Mm-hmm. But Jacinta Ross had a cataract issue about a year prior. This year it became painful. Listen to what happened and how she addressed it with the help of our technology.
Pastor Ross, please tell me about your experience with Rejuvenate and your eye concern. Tell me about what the eye concern was first, and then tell me what you did with Rejuvenate.
Yes. I went to the doctor, and he said to me that I have a little cataract that we see, but it's nothing to talk about. So I said to myself, okay, if nothing to talk about, that's it. But then one day I felt a burning and a little pain in my eyes. It was just like okay. It's like when you have like something gets into your eyes and it's like a burning light. That's what I was feeling. So I said to myself, I am going to put some rejuvenate in my eyes. So I called Greg, but I did not get him. So I said, you know what? I'm going to try this. I said, Lord Jesus, I'm trying this. And I put the rejuvenate right inside of my eyes, right where the bone was in the corner of my eyes. I put it right there. I put it there for 3 days, and after that, I had no other pain. Nothing.
And now speaking about the cataract, now what exactly did she say was happening?
Okay, so after the check and she gave me the results, she said, I noticed that there's a little cataract in your eyes. She said, but there's nothing to talk about.
Subsequently, you started having some pain in that, or discomfort.
It's probably about a year, and I never felt anything until that particular. As a matter of fact, it was like about a month ago. I started feeling the pain in my eyes. So I said, why is it? And it just keeps burning and burning me. And it's a little pain with burn. So I said, you know what? I am going to put some rejuvenate in my eyes. But I called Greg and I didn't get him. So I said, okay, with my Lord and Jesus, I call on you, Lord, and I said, I am putting this in my eyes. And I took some. And I put it right at the corner of my eyes where I was getting that burn inside of my eyes.
And then you did that for the next 3 days?
Yeah, it's like 3 days. After that, nothing.
After that, it was gone?
Yeah, no pain.
So I'm so happy that you shared that with me. It's a blessing for us to be in this kind of service.
Yes.
We are so thankful that we were called to do it, and that we have people like Minister Greg and yourself who are supporting us and just really inspiring us with all your stories, that we can make these products even better, improve the technology even more, and then help that many more people with it. So thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. I didn't know if it was the right thing to do, but I did it. And to me, it worked.
Yes. Yes, it did.
She did great. Great testimonial.
All right, huge issue, cataract. So many people have that issue. Now, generally speaking, let me go back to the big Mac attack. All these things attacking your macula in the back of your eye. Mm-hmm. Biggest assaults are coming from blood sugar and blood pressure. Anything that constantly assaults any part of your body is going to lead to long-term inflammation. That's going to make it difficult to feed oxygen to your eye. It needs a lot of it, okay? It'll make it difficult. The inflammation that's going to occur is going to cause you a big issue. And in the end, there are 2 remedies that the medical profession has. They're going to take a laser and start burning the veins that are growing into your eye to try to provide that oxygen, right? Your eyes are starved for oxygen. Your body's going to respond by trying to grow more veins, and then it's starting to corrupt your the back of your eye, your macula, and your retina, called retinopathy. The other thing they do is that they take a needle with a medication that they call Eylea, and they puncture your eyeball. Boy, was Ron instrumental in letting us know what that experience was like.
So, Ron, tell me about what it's like to get an injection in your eye for Eylea.
The minute that you see with the eye that's ready to be injected, the needle starting to come in, you almost want to pass out when you can feel it. It could be a form of torture. I even went to emergency a couple times. It hurt that bad. Well, yeah, and then people like me, the minute you feel it, you jump. You cannot keep from jumping. When you jump, you tear the hole of the needle going in. So the relief given exceeded all expectations. No more eye shots, no more appointments, and seeing better than my son-in-law eye doctor.
Wow.
And no glasses. Yeah.
Right. How bad has your eyes gotten before?
Well, they were taking my driver's license away because at night vision you couldn't see if you drove. If you see any light, you're blinded. You couldn't see anything, especially on a curvy road. It's as bad as you can get.
So what was the expectation of your doctors that were giving you the injections when you started, as well as your son-in-law? What did they think the outcome was ultimately going to be versus what it turned out to be when you're getting all the way back to 2020?
You know, your eyes are so damaged from diabetic and the whole works that there's no way. It's just not possible. So, well, I see it. I tested it. As my son-in-law said, I have to believe it. On my own eye chart, it worked.
So would it be fair to say that neither the eye doctors you were going to nor your son-in-law, who is an optometrist, ever expected you to get anywhere near 20/20 vision again?
Not at all. In fact, I kept telling him it's from this special product. And my son-in-law just said, nah, yeah, you're trying to play doctor, and that's my job.
All right. I guess the proof is in your vision.
Okay, so it's so gratifying to have so many people get a positive response.
They were taking his driver's license away.
Let's step in a little deeper. We want to talk about glaucoma. Many people have that in some degree. Most people don't find out until it's so bad that it's actually affecting their function. Okay? Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder both lost their vision due to glaucoma. Something like 2.7 million people aged 40 and up have glaucoma. Among them was Gerald Barnes.
Okay, Gerald, can you tell me what has recently changed since you've been on Restore?
Well, I went to my eye appointment yesterday, and I have been on the Restore for a couple of weeks now. So I went to the doctor, and it was the lowest eye pressure I've had since I was diagnosed with glaucoma. They told me that I had dry eye and gave me some drops to try to plump the dry eye, but I'm going to wait and see what happens with the Restore and see how that helps too, because a lot of things have changed in my vision in just a couple of weeks. Not too quick, I can't say that, but now I'm seeing faces on television, so it's really been a thing for me.
All right, well, do you know what your eye pressure numbers were previously, Gerald?
I was at 16. Yesterday I was at 7 and 9.
Wow, that's serious. That's seriously good. Okay. So,
and they said the lower the better.
Mm-hmm. What other things did you notice, Gerald, about your vision? How are you seeing now differently than you were seeing before you got on Restore?
Well, I like I said, the cloudiness still there because I have severe glaucoma, but I can see people, the faces of people now, and I don't have my glasses on.
Okay.
So I can see who I'm looking at.
You can see who you're looking at without your glasses. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And when you put your glasses on, how does it look then? Because sometimes when people's eyes improve, they improve better than the glasses. So what happens if you put your glasses on? Do you see better or the same or not as good?
It's a little more cloudy when I put my glasses on.
Okay.
So
your eyes have improved to the point that they're actually better. You see better without your glasses than you do with them. Would that be accurate?
Well, yeah, I can definitely say that.
Wow.
All right. Outstanding. Have you noticed anything else, Gerald, with any other aspect of your health since you've been on the store the last few weeks?
Well, I've been in the pandemic world, and food is my enemy, but now I'm not binge eating. I got more energy. I don't take the constant naps during the day. I've definitely seen change.
Mm-hmm. How old are you, Gerald?
I'm 59 years old.
Okay. All right. So, how about your sleeping or any of that?
A couple of weeks ago, I couldn't get a good night's sleep, but now I'm getting a good night's sleep. Feel real rested, but now I got restored, and it really helped me out. So,
how are you feeling about your mental acuity? You know, getting work done when you got to do something that's cerebral. How's that working out for you?
Oh, I'm sharper than I've been in a while. Been through a lot of stress these last 8 months with loss and things of that nature, but I'm sharper now. Business is just kicked off. I just started a new business.
All right, Gerald. Thank you for that.
Oh, no problem.
Okay, so let's unpack that a bit. So Gerald's on our technology for like 3 weeks or something like that. And his vision responded so rapidly that he could see better without his glasses than with his glasses. That's going to happen to a few of you. The other thing was that you heard about that binge eating, right? Well, a lot of the stress that he was putting on his eyes was likely coming from blood sugar and blood pressure. So I got to call this. I want to call out the inadequacy of just about every other preparation for eyes, because it's not doing anything about that. And that's what's causing it. A lot of this stuff starting in your gut, for example. Okay, so very important. If you want to have a complete solution, you've got to turn up that mitochondria, because that creates the capacity for your body to address everything else. And if we can do it in such a way that it helps with the stress is a killer. It's a major aggravating factor. So much the better. Did you hear him talk about that sleep? When does most of your repair take place? It's when you're sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
So Dr. Elliott didn't leave that out. It's all in there. Okay? And you heard him talk about, again, about him having his eyes improve so fast. You heard the same thing from Archbishop McCall. We'll probably pay that on Monday night. You know, and they look at his eyes, find no evidence of diabetes whatsoever. Did all of that. Wasn't even trying to fix diabetes, wasn't even trying to fix high blood pressure. Because if we support the mitochondria, the intelligence in your cells, in your DNA, can take it from there.
That's right.
Okay. So let me, we're going to get to our partner, Mick McQuillan. We're going to talk about pets in a minute. Don't want to leave those out. I want to remind you that this is an interactive call. You can do *5 on your phone or on that panel if you're calling in on the internet. We'll see your hand, and when we get to the question and answer section in a little bit, we'll be able to acknowledge you and hear your question or your comment. But before we do, I want to let you hear from Dr. Elliott. You know, we have been working on this. We've had vision as a very high priority. I've got vision issues myself. A lot of you that know me know I've got photophobia. That's extreme sensitivity to light.
I'm not ready to go out and look up at the sun right now, but it's been improving a lot. All of this is because our scientist, Dr. Elliott, prior to Clemson, Wizard of Greenville, as I like to call him, really overachieved. And he's going to share some things with us right now about the background of technology and how he created such a product that could impact people's eyes in the ways that you've been hearing. Bevan.
All right.
I'm here, Roger.
All right.
Thank you. It's good to talk about this topic today. I come from a family where both my mother and my father always had eye problems, severe nearsightedness, which, of course, I inherited at a very easy age. So I've had to wear glasses or contacts my whole life.
Wow.
And for those of you who have had to wear glasses or contacts, you know that it's just one of those things you deal with. And as you age, you can run into problems with contacts. Your contacts get old, your eyes get inflamed. Mm-hmm. You start having problems with retinas, perhaps, as my retinas have always, been weak floaters and things like that. So I've had a number of conditions that I've dealt with from a very early age. But as I was, getting into the early stages of middle age, before we had Restore, before I was working on this, what I noticed was I'd have a lot of eye redness quite a lot of the time. My eyes would get very tired. They would get dry. I would have to close my eyes for some time, just to kind of rest them, especially with a lot of screens, whether phones or computers. Blue light really taxes eyes, and most of us are using those devices a lot of the time. So our eyes work really, really hard just to maintain their own health, and it gets harder and harder to maintain it. My grandmother had age-related macular degeneration. My grandfather had cataracts. So all of that is in my family tree. I have not had either of those two things, but once I started on Restore, an early version of Restore, the thing that I noticed right away, faster than anything else, was the elimination of any dry eye. My eyes absolutely self-lubricated in a way that I hadn't experienced in years. And I had no more problems with dry eyes whatsoever. But there are so many eye problems. It's been mentioned already, macular degeneration, cataracts, retinopathy, problems in the retina related to diabetes over time. Those retinas are damaged, high pressure in the eye, glaucoma, those things. And of course, those are all connected with various causes upstream, right? High blood pressure, high blood sugar, as Roger said. If you have chronic inflammation, and most of us do with the diet that we eat in the United States particularly, and even in the Western world for the most part, we have chronic inflammation in our bodies, which is just sort of out of control, which eventually, of course, leads to various other problems down the road. So oxidative damage in the eye, out of control reactive oxygen species from our environment, unchecked, cause membrane damage in the eye. And then high ocular pressure as well, associated with glaucoma. So even more upstream from those conditions, what are causing those problems? Well, as Roger said as well, you have reduced oxygen to the eye, which of course turns down mitochondrial energy. If you have fuel, but you do not have oxygen to the eye, you can never generate enough energy for eyes to carry out their functions in the various cell types. And so you end up with these problems. Also, one symptom of that is dry eye, which is, of course, reduced tears. And that, for example, if you look up online, you say, what are the causes of dry eye? It's really not very helpful. You know what they say? It's due to aging. Well, thanks a lot. That happens to all of us. But what do they mean by aging? Of course, they mean oxidative damage and low ATP caused by mitochondrial dysfunction, which, of course, are connected with aging. Autoimmune disease, which, of course, is caused by the chronic inflammation. So, you know what else causes produce tears, dry eyes, other conditions, medication for high blood pressure, medication for high blood sugar, medication for autoimmune disease, lupus and arthritis and all of those things. So again, it's that negative feedback loop that just really goes after our eyes, because our eyes have some of the most mitochondria-rich tissue in the body, along with the heart and brain, other places. So what do we have to do to undo this eye damage? Well, first of all, we've got to take care of the membrane damage, the cell membrane damage due to oxidative stress, oxidative problems that are unchecked. Get rid of those free radicals that are causing damage. Then we have to reduce the chronic inflammation. I consider chronic inflammation as really, if you had to point out one thing, the worst problem associated with eye problems. If you can get beyond that chronic inflammation, then your eyes can begin to heal. You also, of course, have to turn up the quality of the mitochondria and the energy they produce, and increase the number of good mitochondria in your eyes. So again, how do we do these things? How do we accomplish these things? Well, again, we can't go through all the ingredients in Restore or in Rejuvenate, and all of the ingredients are there to work together on all of these things. We've talked about it many times before. We have to turn up mitochondria, energy. We have to reduce inflammation. We have to handle oxidative damage. We have to buffer the activity in your body through all of these different substances that work together to do all those things, maintain homeostasis in your body so that your body actively goes after the problems and has the energy to heal itself. But if we can call out just a few ingredients, in Restore, for example, we have black currant oil, lutein, zeaxanthin, astaxanthin, bilberry leaf, which is a wild blueberry leaf. And these are particularly included really to go after the oxidative damage, the inflammation in the eye, and really help get those eyes back on a good course for self-healing. In Rejuvenate, and people have talked about putting Rejuvenate in the eye and around the eye, a couple of ingredients that work really well for that. MSM is a sulfur compound that is really, really healthy for eye membranes, helps those membranes heal. And the other one is palmitoyl ethanolamide, which is a long word. But that particular one, even though most of the time it's known as something that works with your endocannabinoid system, it's extremely good for reducing inflammation. It's very good for retinas, and of course reducing the pressure in your eyes due to out-of-control inflammation. So again, there are other ingredients in Rejuvenate as well. But again, those are all working together in order to really get your eyes back on a course and out of the immediate problems so that your eyes can heal themselves. And of course, both of these products have the XDF technology, which allows the penetration into cells and mitochondria very, very quickly to affect these cells extremely quickly. In fact, some people have noticed effects around the eyes due to Rejuvenate, and taking Restore, within minutes is typical. So these are some of the strategies we've employed in our product development in order to really go after eye problems in particular, which has been one of the main things that Roger has been concerned about from day one that we address. And so we really have gone after that, and we're gratified to hear from many of you that your eye problems, whether it's help after surgery or not having to have shots in the eyes anymore, or the reduction of dry eyes, or the improvement in vision, these are things that for me are very, very important as well, because I was born with poor eyesight or inherited it. I have always had this horror about losing my eyesight or not being able to see very well, not be able to do the things that I really want to do. So these products have helped me a great deal, and I thank God we're able to make them available for all of you and help many, many of you with your eye problems. So thanks very much for the opportunity to work with you. I'll give it back to Roger.
All right. Thank you, Evan. So want to give you a chance to hear from some folks that have really benefited. I want to see if JoJo out of Milwaukee can talk to us briefly. I'm looking for, I don't see Ron. Do I see Ron? Dale, do you see Ron or Bill Critchfield? Okay. All right. So I don't see them. Let's see if we can if JoJo is available. JoJo, are you there? I don't know that she knew that she was going to say anything.
Yes. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. So good to hear you. It was my pleasure to meet you in the Chicago area.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
A few years ago. I love your story. Your story gives a lot of hope to people who are born with eye issues. Could you briefly share with people what your situation was, even in elementary school, with respect to your eyes?
Yes, I needed correction, just like I was 9. And so then it was glasses and contact lenses. And when I started the Restore, it's a little bit that the first time I took it, Roger, it was like, whoa, my eyes were like so crystal clear. Everything was so crisp. And so just taking it over time, my vision improved, so I don't need correction anymore. And, you know, one of the bigger things is for my driver's license, I don't need correction on my driver's license anymore. And my vision at night used to be more difficult, and so now I can see great at night when I drive. I can look on the computer. I don't need correction. I can read. And I think even when Bevan Elliott was talking about his concern for his eyes not having to wear glasses anymore or contacts, it was like a great weight lifted off me. Like, how grand is that, you know, to have my vision restored. And when I did go to my eye doctor, and I'm in my late 60s, she goes, wow, that's so unusual that your vision is improving with age. I said, oh, yes. So it was,
Awesome.
I'll never, ever stop taking Restore.
Outstanding. Did you mention about the sticker on your driver's license, JoJo?
She did.
Yeah, right. I don't have to have correction for my driver's license anymore.
Right. You used to have to. You have to drive with your glasses, and now you don't have to.
That's an awesome feeling.
Correct.
That just happened to me in May.
Yeah, it's awesome. Totally.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for sharing that, JoJo.
Hey, thank you for bringing me on.
Okay. All right. Star 5 on your phone. If you've got a question or a comment, don't wait. It helps us to know how many hands we've got up. Terry, I see your hand up in Texas, and I also see Judith in Indiana, the caller ID says. But if you've got a question or comment, star 5 on your phone would be very, very helpful. Okay. Let's see if we can hear.
Your hand has been raised.
Great friend from Ireland, Mick McQuillan, on the line with us. Mick, how you doing today in Ireland? Mick's getting muted.
Hey, Roger. How you doing, everybody? Great to be on this call. I love being on this call and hearing these amazing stories. They're absolutely incredible, you know, and I think, look, I'm here to tell you about, you know, what's going on for us and the Petlife product, the Pet Restore product. It's absolutely incredible. You've heard my story before a million times. We gave it to my dog Coco 10 in the morning, and then just a few hours later at 5 in the evening, she's running up the stairs. She couldn't do that before. It's incredible. You know, the products are just absolutely out of this world, you know. Like, thank you to Dr. Bevan and you and Dale and everybody else involved in this, pulling all this together and sharing this amazing product with people. It's just absolutely mind-blowing. In fact, you know, look, you know, I just tell people that you're not going to believe it until you see it with your own eyes. You have to see it. And God Roger, this is absolutely unbelievable stuff. We're sharing it with people here. We're hearing different stories from different people about the effects that it's happening, and people are just loving it, and it's absolutely incredible. What an amazing product. We're so proud to be, part of this with you guys, and we're so looking forward to the future. We're so looking forward to the next 90 days and what we're going to do in these next 90 days with you guys, and we're just gonna tear this thing apart. We're just going to really explode with this. So I'm super excited, Roger, and I know you guys are too. And we just really can't wait to really start letting the whole planet know about this. That's a reference to you working at NASA, because, you worked at NASA, right? So we're going to share it with the planet. It's going to be incredible. So, Roger, I'm going to back to you. I'm super excited. We're super stoked over here, and listen, we're just getting calls from people that we don't even know. We're not even sure how they're finding out about it, and we're sending it out to them, and they're loving it. So I'm super excited. So thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity. And look, if you're new on this call for the first time, get back in touch with the person that invited you on this call and find out how you can get a bottle for yourself and a bottle for your pet, because you're not going to believe it until you see it with your own eyes. It's absolutely incredible. Thank you, Roger.
All right, Nick and Kate McQuillan, Pet Sitters Island, probably the largest in Europe as well. Okay, we're getting close to time for that indispensable Dale Bonet. He's been working hard. We got some new stuff. So Dale Bonet is next. Go, Dale.
Thank you, Roger. Listen, everybody, you get these incredible one-of-a-kind, not Me Too products, one-of-a-kind products at MoreMito.com, MoreMito.com. Then put a / in and type in your username. That is going to take you to your webpage. You know it's your webpage because your name is at the top, your email's at the top, your phone number's at the top. You're on your site, and that's where you send people to make their own purchases after they hear things that are happening to you or listen to some of the testimonials that you forward to them. They can buy, but they can also join. It is free to join this company. We do not play games here. There's no cost to join. There's no monthly fee to be here, and there is no required auto ship. This is nothing more than an incredible product, one of a kind from a one-of-a-kind company. So have your friends join. Why would they want to do that? It makes it easier the next time they order. It also gives them access in the back office to the testimonials, the library of testimonials increasing every day. And we want you, when you put your order in, to go into your back office, place your order from inside your back office. It does different things for us as far as getting that order recorded and out to you. And we're going to take you through, hopefully tomorrow, a video about changes in the back office. Take a look. You're going to see a number of things that are different. You're going to see compensation. Compensation now shows up as quickly as somebody on your team places an order. They can place an order, and you can go see it in your back office, as well as the compensation. You can share your compensation. You can transfer MitoCash to other people. When we do the webinar, we're going to talk about how some teams are already using that as a powerful way to help and build their business, make sure people have it. You're going to see recurring orders. We are now about to activate recurring orders. It'll never happen by accident. You'll be contacted first with an email 4 days before it starts, but we've given you control, not just to change what's on your recurring order, but also to increase it, to change the day of the month. Listen, recurring orders with us are incredible. You can buy one item, put it on a recurring order, and everything you buy for the next 35 days gets that $10 off. You don't pay full price for anything by just having one item on recurring order. We're going to take you through all that. The power of what Roger has given all of you with this back office is like nothing I've ever seen. We're going to show you how to use it. And, of course, place your orders from the back. Check under resources for new things. The most important part of your website is the bottom of every page because it's got a phone number to us. Call us. text us. Tell us what you need from us to help you. We are swamped, but it's a good kind of swamped. We will get back to you within 24 hours and make sure we're helping you get your product and move this thing forward. With that, Roger, if I left anything out, tell me. I'm going to turn this back to you.
All right. Thank you, Dale. I think the one thing we want to call out is that we're adding to the auto ship and recurring order their ability to accelerate that. Right? Like you set up your auto ship, but maybe you run out or maybe you just need it for whatever reason sooner than you anticipate. You'll be able to click a button and have that order processed immediately, and that's completely in your control. So how cool is that, Dale?
That is one-of-a-kind cool. That's what we do. One-of-a-kind cool.
One-of-a-kind cool. You heard it from Dale. Okay. So, boy, we having fun today. This is such an important call. So glad that you're here. I'm going to bring Dr. Dan back just to say a word in a minute, but I want to point out to you that there are two opportunities here. Dr. Elliott overachieved. He's created this insanely great technology that you hear people give their results of every week. Clearly, that's something that we encourage you to take advantage of. And, come back and let us know. Put it together with your DNA. Maybe you've got a specific health concern. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just want to be the healthiest person that you can possibly be. Either way, try our technology and let's see what happens. All we do is empower your mitochondria, provide some very useful resources, let your body do the rest. And boy, can it do a great job if you give it a chance. Okay. The other thing is that obviously we're trying to grow. We're trying to get this message out to as many people as possible. So we've created a risk-free opportunity for you to get discounts on your product, get your product paid for, create MitoCash, help other people, transfer to them, all those kinds of things.
I love that.
Some of you might even want to become what we call cash flow independent. That means you've got more income coming in this month than it takes to pay your bills this month, and you don't have to work for it. Some folks are going to see that happen. Okay, we totally support it. So if you've been looking for that company that, again, has this insanely great technology, similarly with our compensation, you're in good company. We're so glad you're here. Get with the people that invited you, get your questions answered, and let's see what we can do together. Now, before we go, I want to bring back Dr. Dan. I want to bring back Dr. Elliott. Dr. Dan, I want you to just reiterate what you're going to cover. And folks, by the way, if you're not on there, you can go on your back off and sign up. Dale will turn it on. If it recognizes your individual phone number, will let you onto that call, which is on a different number, okay? He's going to come back. Dale's going to monitor this line after this call ends so you can get it turned on and all. Folks are using that to build their team. They bring people to this call, then they can give that they're signing up. They can freeway them in for the first time, okay? It's a great way to let people know that we're here to support you completely, not just buy our stuff, which we obviously encourage you to do, but also take advantage of nutritional counseling, because no one's created a nutraceutical product yet that you can't defeat with bad habits or you can't improve with good ones. So that's why we give you that opportunity. Dr. Dan, really quickly. You missed this cue. Okay.
30 minutes after this call, we're going to have a Q&A, but first I'm going to give you more in-depth understanding of the eye problems that people are dealing with and the nutritional things you need to do to feed your eyes so the eyes can restore. Now, you're already getting an extraordinary feeding to the eyes through the UltraMito Restore and even the Rejuvenate Gel around the eye. But I want to give you added information and some of the mistakes that people are making that are actually detrimental to their eyes. So we're going to get into that. Then I want to take questions about your situation.
You need to be on that
because
call.
As we age, as most of us know, generally speaking, your eyes get worse. Mine recently got better. I can't decide whether I should wear my glasses or not. I see pretty good without them. But the doctor said, golly, I don't see anything wrong with your eyes. There's just a tiny bit of little blurriness in the corner of your lens, but he said it'd be probably 18 years. And I said, but I see in 1 year that won't even be there. And so though we have eye problems in my family, both my parents had their lens replaced. My older brother had his. think my younger brother had his replaced.
So you're going to be helping them all. You're going to be helping them out with all of that in about half an hour. Okay. See you then. All right. I'm kind of ushering you off because I want to get to these hands. Looks like we got more hands up now since we started talking. They were listening to you, Dan, and just put their hands up. Okay. So we're going to go to Texas. Terry in Texas. Terry, you there? Terry, I'm going to leave your line open for just a little bit. Maybe you got to get out.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go right ahead, please.
You talked about, with the eyes and things. So where do you apply the product? I heard different stories about that, so I was just wondering where would you recommend apply it for better eyesight?
Would you like to take that, answer that?
Dr. Bevy.
I assume you're talking about Rejuvenate. I usually put it, many people have tried this, but I usually put it just surrounding the eye. So some people put it directly in. I have not done that myself. But I put it right under the eye on the bottom. I put it on the eyelids above
You saw me doing
and all around the
ago.
sides as well. Every morning and sometimes another time in the day. And then, of course, Restore is internal. So when I do that first thing in the morning, it really sharpens up my vision right away and makes my eyes feel, after you get out of bed, you're all puffy a little bit and that really just reduces that very quickly.
Okay, thank you. That helps a lot. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you for that question, Terry. Okay, let's go to Pennsylvania. Judith, are you there? Judith, you need to unmute.
Yes.
All right, go right ahead.
Okay, I'm a naturopath, and a close friend of mine introduced me to these products, and I'm also here to try and use these products to educate my optometrist who, after my eye exam, said I have a little start of cataracts. He said, if you find something for cataracts, you let me know, because he knows I'm a naturopath and he has no answer, point blank, no answer for cataracts. So I am using both the drops and the gel as directed, just like you told the other person, on my face for some major surgery repair, on my eyelids. And I'm feeling really good. I like what's just happening within probably 3 or 4 days with the gel on my skin and neck. But the big thing is the eyes, and I just wanted to let you know, a few years ago, my other optometrist that tested my eyes, and he said they were good for my age. I said, well, what's causing all this eye degeneration? He said toxins. Environmental toxins is behind people's eye problems, all of them. And I have been on a mission to investigate radiation toxins. And from my list of radiation problems, which is 3 columns long, top to bottom, on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, vision disruption or eye problems, eye pain, cataracts are at the top of the list. And I've had radiation damage done to my skin, which a dermatologist says, oh, that's just bad sunburn from when you didn't know enough to get out of the sun when you were younger. And, of course, he didn't want to hear about the real cause. So I'm just letting you know I'm on a mission using your products, and I made another appointment with my optometrist with a few more months, and he's going to check my cataracts, and I will have a feedback after I go to the optometrist and get his next test. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for sharing, Judith. Okay, let's see. Let's go to... I got a little panel issue here. All right, we got that solved. Okay, let's go to South Carolina. Time to talk to Philip Jarvis. Philip, you with me? Philip, unmute, please.
Yes, I'm muted.
Okay, go right ahead, Philip. Go right ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes.
My question has to do with the quality of food today. I've been involved in nutrition for quite some time. And over the years, I say 11 years ago, I started noticing that I've been eating organic for over 40 years. And I started noticing that the quality of the food has gone down tremendously to the point where it makes me sick. And at that time, 11 years ago, when I first noticed it, I said, well, what's wrong? What's making me sick? It has to be the food. So at that time, I started doing the process of elimination, eliminating one food at a time until I found out which food was causing the problem. Once I got rid of it, I was fine. As the years went on, it became one food, two foods, three foods. And I could say, honestly, all the organic foods are contaminated now. I don't think there's any organic anymore because that's all I've eaten all my life. I've never had a problem. Even the brands that were good quality, they no longer good quality any longer. Everything's affected by all these toxins and the heavy metals and glyphosate and all these things that affect our food. So what I want to find out from you guys is, how do you avoid that? How do you get quality food with no toxins in it and growing in proper soil with the proper minerals? Because minerals is another deficiency.
Okay, got it. Hold on a second. So, Bevan, would you like to talk about how we help promote detoxification?
Well, addressing the food issue, you're absolutely right. It is very, very difficult to find food that hasn't been contaminated, or that even organic food that is truly organic that hasn't been grown in soil that's been heavily depleted of the natural right minerals. So those are problems. Growing your own is a solution. Obviously, not many people have access to enough land. You can grow your own on small quantities of soil if you do it correctly. One product I like, if you're going to grow your own, is called Sea Crop, which is an ocean minerals concentrate that I and my parents have all had very good success with. However, barring that, honestly, besides really supplementing yourself with natural minerals that should be in the soil, some seawater concentrate, products that you can get. Ace Minerals is a good one. There are others for natural magnesium and some other things, boron and things that should be in the soil but are not as much as they should be. Restore has been one of the solutions for not only detoxifying but building your body back up and undoing the damage. I agree. If we had perfect food sources, that would probably be enough for all of us, and yet we don't. There are people that locally, whether in South Carolina or in many states, you can do research and find local small farmers or people who are really growing using either worm casting or organic techniques that really build up the soil and allow you to have good natural nutrition and foods. Dr. Dan addresses nutrition needs and can help with that on his call. But I do agree with the problem, and what we're doing here is trying to, I don't want to say a Band-Aid because it's much better than that, obviously, but provide your body with things that it is missing from bad food sources and undo the damage that's caused by that. So I don't have a complete solution for you, but I do agree that that is almost one of the top problems that we have in the world today is good food, lack of it.
All right, thank you for that. Okay, got one more question. We're running a little bit over. I want to go to Texas and hear from Stephanie. Let's see. We're going to unmute her. Stephanie, you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
Line unmuted.
Stephanie, you're unmuting?
Can you hear me?
I can. Go right ahead.
All right. Thank you. Well, first, I want to say thanks, Dr. Bevan Elliott and Mr. Roger Hill for, having the vision to want to help people to become healthier. So in listening, I wasn't aware of, people putting the Rejuvenate Gel in the eye. I have been putting it around my eyes for years, and I too have had that restriction on my driver's license, and I no longer, as of May, I no longer have that restriction on my driver's license because I was putting the Rejuvenate Gel around my eyes for the last few years. And then when Dr. Bevan Elliott came out with the Restore All, I started taking the Restore All. So I really commend you all for having this vision. And I will now start trying to put a little bit in my eye. I put some in my corners, like that lady said, while we we've been on here. But I am just ecstatic and looking forward to seeing what results I have now. Again, thank you guys.
All right. And we got to throw the indispensable Deborah in there as well. So, Stephanie, tell everybody what your broadcast is who might want to check that out as well.
Oh, okay. Everybody, if you go to YouTube, it's Health of Wealth Show with Stephanie. If you put in Health of Wealth Show, somebody else has come up. So you have to put in Health of Wealth Show with Stephanie. And this recording will be on there from today. The one from last week is on there. We have so many testimonials on there. So go on there, view those. Make sure you subscribe, like, and hit that bell so you know when there's a new episode on there. But what we're using it for is, to get the word out more. And you can just take, if you know somebody, like, for instance, that has problems with their eyes, then you can take it and then you can just forward it to all those people that have problem with eyes. We talked about high blood pressure and a few other things last week. Well, that one's already on there, and you can take that and you can forward those out. So again, just go to Health of Wealth Show with Stephanie and you can get all that information. And make sure you subscribe and like. And I look forward to speaking with some of you guys and getting your testimonials on there as well. Thanks, Mr. Hill.
All right, doing a great job. All right, we ran a bit over. I apologize, but I want to give Dr. Elliott the last word. So, Bevan, who do we thank for all of this technology and whatnot?
Well, I need to thank all of you first for being a part of this, for telling people about this technology and this opportunity. I thank Roger and Dr. Dan, Dale, Nick in Ireland, all of you who are really, really getting the word out. I thank each and every one of you. As far as myself is concerned, none of this would have happened without the wisdom of God. I am a scientist, but I am a believer. I do want to model what I do after what Jesus did. He went around healing and helping people. He didn't just speak words. He went and helped people who could not be helped by doctors, by leaders at that time. And we want to be like him. We want to have compassion on people, do what needs to be done. When I prayed for wisdom, God showed me how to make Restore. And I believe that if anybody needs wisdom, they can ask God, and he'll give it to them. And so I thank him for this, for really helping us to know what to do and how to do it. And our mission is to help people who need help, who come to us for help, who can't be helped any other way. We believe that you're at your most effective in your missions in life if you're healthy. If your body is healthy and your mind is working correctly, you'll have the energy and the clarity to go help other people, to lend a helping hand to them as well. And that's what we're all about. So again, we thank God and we thank each and every one of you for helping us carry out this mission.
All right. Thank you, Bevan. And special thanks to those folks whose voices you heard. Dr. Dan coming up in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes or so. We'll see you next time. We'll continue this topic on Monday. Stay blessed.
Now, wasn't that an awesome call about your eyes? I learned even more things, as you heard me say that, for years, because this is what I started out using, was the UltraMito Rejuvenate Gel. So for years, I took this, and y'all saw me when I was on there, I wiped it around my eyes, and I put it in the corners, because I heard the lady say that she put it in the corners of her eyes, right? So I did try that. I had been telling people, and for anybody that's under the sound of my voice, if I told you, oh, put it around your eyes and don't get in your eyes, I have to apologize, because I wasn't aware. Like they said, knowledge is power, right? So now I have the knowledge, and I won't say that anymore, because you can put it in your eyes because it's helping people. So I will try that so I can see how much more, it can help with my stigmatism. But I can say that for me starting out using this first, because Dr. Belvin Elliott made this first, as you heard him say that he prays, and when he prayed to God for wisdom, the first thing God gave him was Rejuvenate Gel, which has been helping so many people. This is a item that you need to have in your household. Everybody needs to have this in your household. So if you do not have the Rejuvenate Gel and you've never tried the Rejuvenate Gel, you want to get it. You actually want to get the whole bundle. Whether you get the Rejuvenate Gel, the Restore Oil, and I always get a free jar of the Rejuvenate Gel, because when you order a bundle, you get something free, right? Or you may get the bundle where you get the Rejuvenate Gel, the Restore Oil, and the Petlife, the UltraMito Petlife. Or you may get the Restore Oil, Rejuvenate Gel, and then you'll get a box that has 12 of the sorry y'all, travel size Rejuvenate Gels, and that makes it real easy for you to carry, like women, in your purses, men, your man bag, or even in your pocket. It just makes it very convenient. And so you don't leave home without it. I keep it in my purse because I constantly break out. Y'all know I have real bad allergies, and this has done wonders for me. But guys, we are continuously getting the word out. And now we know more about helping people with eyesight. So as you can see, these are my glasses. I no longer have to wear these glasses when I drive now, because I no longer have that restriction on my driver's license. But as you heard JoJo, who's in her 60s, out of Chicago, said she was born with eye issues, right? And she needed correction. She mentioned since she was 9 years old, for sure, right? So she said the first time she took it, she was like, wow. When she was talking about it, it was the first time she took the Restore All, right? So she said she was like, wow, right? She said she no longer wears glasses, right? No longer wears glasses because she took the Restore All, the UltraMito Restore All, right? She had night vision changes, and her vision is restored. She's using the UltraMito Restore All. You have to go and place your order so you can get your UltraMito Restore All, your Rejuvenate Gel, your Travel Rejuvenate Gel, and if you have pets, your pet products. So then you had Mick, my apologies, in Ireland. Okay, he's one of those, he's definitely up on the pet products, right? So he uses the UltraMito Pet products, UltraMito Petlife product for his dog. So he said that he gave his dog Petlife, the UltraMito Petlife, at 10 in the morning, right? And he said by 5 p.m., this was the same day, at 10 a.m., he gave this. And by 5 p.m., the dog was running up the stairs. Amazing. These are all natural products, right? So if you have animals, or you know somebody that have animals, you want to tell them about this. Or better yet, order them some. Give them some. Order them a bundle. Give them some. Holidays are coming up. Great holiday gifts. Teaching people how to be healthy, right? That's why this is called the Health of Wealth Show. You ask yourself, how do you become healthy? How? Health of Wealth, right? So you join into the Health of Wealth Show, and you learn how to be healthy and wealthy. If you have not listened to some of the other episodes, make sure you listen to the rest of the episodes. Make sure you subscribe. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. You want to hit that bell so you know each time we upload a new episode, and you want to like them. Because the more you like them, the more you subscribe, the more you like, and the more you listen, the more that YouTube will, put it out for other people to see. So if those of you that use YouTube, and when you notice that when you pull it up, it has recommendations down there, for you to click on, that's how those recommendations get down there. So again, if you have not subscribed, liked, and hit that bell, take a moment to subscribe, like, and hit that bell. And then text me and let me know that you did. Also text me and let me know what ailments you have, because we do want to know what type of audience that we're reaching. So text 817-320-2571 and let me know the ailments that you currently have, whether you have eye issues, whether you have migraines, whether you have cancer, hearing issues, high blood pressure, diabetes, dialysis, you name it. Want to lose weight. You want to listen to May Crosby, we're going to losing weight. Also, the episode of the call that we did last week, there was a lady on there. She had lost 50 pounds. So go back and listen to that one. Okay, so we also had someone mention about the organic food, right? They said organic food is now toxic, right? You're having a problem finding organic food that's truly organic because of the toxins they're putting on it, right? Which is so true. So what did Dr. Bevan Elliott, who is the creator of the products, right? What did he suggest? He said, grow your own items, right? You grow your own items, and then you can, you'll know whether they're healthy or not because you grew them, right? And of course, not everybody's going to do that. So he also mentioned, get on Dr. Dan's call. As you can see, what are you hearing on it? You hear other doctors that are on the call that are using the products because they want to be healthy. You also hear how some people are saying that doctors were saying that they couldn't get better and everything. So what did Dr. Bevan Elliott mention also? His vision is to help those that have been told that they can't be helped or feel that they can't be helped by doctors, etc. Those that need to be helped, his vision is to help people. And that's our vision. His vision is our vision. Our vision is to help people, right? So we also had Ted. Ted was the first person to talk. And Ted put the Restore, wrong one. I picked up the pet one. Ted picked up put the Restore oil under his tongue, right? He had eye issues, right? So he put the Restore oil under his tongue, right? Under his tongue for 10 minutes. He noticed a change in his eyesight within 10 minutes of putting the Restore oil under his tongue, y'all. These natural products work. These are not medication. They're all natural. They work. And he received a change immediately. 10 minutes, y'all. Restore oil. So then you had Pastor Ross was talking about cataracts. So Pastor Ross has cataracts, right? So she said the doctor said that it was just a little cataracts, right? Just a little cataracts, right? So and don't worry about it. Well, she began to notice that she started having pain and I think she said burning. She had pain and burning. So what did she choose to do? Remind you, her doctor said don't worry about this. Sometimes we have to use common sense because doctors are not God and they don't know everything, right? So my 20-year-old is the proof of that because doctors told me I couldn't have any more kids. And I have a 20-year-old running around here, right? God has the last say so. So anyway, hope that doesn't offend anybody, but I am a Christian. So Dr. Ross mentioned that what she did was she put the Rejuvenate Gel. She put it in her eyes, right? She put it in the corners of her eyes. What did y'all see me do on here earlier? I took it, I rubbed it around my eyes, and I put it in the corner of my eyes, right? See, I learned now. See, by listening. Like I said, knowledge is power. Now I know I can take the Rejuvenate Gel and I can put it in my eyes. Again, get your bundle. You want to get your Restore Oil. You want to get your Rejuvenate Gel. You got pets, get your Petlife. Or get you some travel size Rejuvenate Gels. We'll tell you how to get that later. Y'all heard Dale tell you how to get it as well. But Dr. Ross said that she had the burning in her eyes, right? So she began to put the Rejuvenate Gel in there. And 3 days, y'all. In 3 days, her pain was gone. The pain and the burning was gone. 3 days by putting the Rejuvenate Gel in her eye. In her eye. 3 days. Not 3 years. 3 days, y'all. These products work, okay? So then you heard Ron Long that was getting injections in his eyes. Now, I just can't imagine that pain from getting injections now because I don't like shots, y'all. And I had gotten to a point where I was getting shots every day for allergies, right? And, my allergies are real bad. Least little thing, I have breakouts. If you have allergies, go back and listen to some of my episodes about allergies. There's one where I, was in here and just broke out. That's on there. There's one where I was at the QT wiping the windshield off and a bee stung me. I have reaction to bees, right? And what did I do? I used the Rejuvenate Gel so that I wouldn't have the reaction that I normally have. But you'll see mosquitoes. You know, I have an episode on there about that. Just, I have real bad allergies, y'all. I was taking allergy pills, allergy eye drops. I was getting allergy shots. You name it. They gave me extra pills. These are the doctors, right? The doctors gave me extra pills because they did not know how to control my allergies. They sent me to a dermatologist because they said that it's in my blood. Again, they prescribed me extra pills because I had so many breakouts. They did not know how to control what was going on with my body. Basically, they didn't know what was going on with my body. So they gave me extra pill. Think about this. How many doctors you know, they're just going to give you extra so that you can have it when you need it. They did that because they didn't know what was going on. But anyway, back to Ron Long that was getting an injection in his eyes. He said, well, the injections did what? They hurt when they were injecting his eyes. So he would jump. And when he would jump, that will cause it to tear, right? It tore a hole. And so sometimes he'd have to go to the hospital to try to get relief. Again, listen to what's going on with doctors. Doctors don't know everything, okay? So you want to try the Restore Oil Rejuvenate Gel to help you get better. They're all natural, y'all. They're not like the medications. You have side effects from medication. I had several side effects from medications. Go back and listen to some of my episodes so you can hear. I no longer have that little pharmacy, and I say a pharmacy because they had me on some of everything. I no longer have that because of the product, the natural products now. But anyway, back to Ron Long. So he said he was getting injections, they hurt, and he was having to go to the hospital. And he said, and now he doesn't wear glasses, y'all. He doesn't wear glasses anymore. No more glasses because what was he using? The UltraMito products. UltraMito Restore Oil. UltraMito Rejuvenate Gel, you guys. He said that they were ready to take his driver's license away. Remember, a lot of people had restrictions on the driver's license. I used to have a restriction on my driver's license. I no longer have a restriction on my driver's license. You know why? Because I started out with this because this was the first product that Dr. Beverly Elliott had created. I started out using this for several years, rubbing it around my eyes, right? And then when he came out with the UltraMito Restore Oil, I began using this as well. So now, as of May, when I went to do my license, they tested me and I no longer have that restrictions on my driver's license, okay? So I've experienced that. Hope that many more of you that have a restriction on your driver's license will take heed of what we're saying. Get your products, get your eyesight better. So now they didn't take his driver's license away, right? He got better. And so he said what? His eye was damaged from being a diabetic. Okay, so Ron's eye was damaged from being a diabetic, and no doctors expected him to get back to 20/20. Isn't that something? The doctors, you hear us talking about these doctors, they did not expect him to get back to 20/20. But what helped him to get there? These products. UltraMito Restore Oil. This works from the inside out, because you can take it oily. So this works from the inside out, and the Rejuvenate Gel works from the outside in. So you heard Gerald. Gerald was 59 years old. Got on the Restore Oil. He went to the doctor because he had problems with eyesight, and his pressure in his eyesight, right? So before going to the doctor, his pressure was 15/16, right? A lot of y'all may understand that. I'm still learning a lot of things. So his pressure was 15/16. So when he went to the doctor after taking the Restore Oil, y'all, UltraMito Restore Oil, you got to get yours. It's now, it was 7.9. I don't know what it actually is now, but it was 7.9. And they told him the Lord is the better. Are y'all listening to these testimonials? These are real testimonies. These are the results that people are having from getting on the products. The UltraMito Restore Oil, y'all. UltraMito Rejuvenate Gel. When I say it did wonders for me, it has done wonders for me. So as Dr. Bevan Elliott shared, remember Dr. Bevan Elliott is the one that created the products. He's a Christian. He prays before he does stuff. And he said chronic inflammation causes eye issues. Did y'all know that? I didn't know that. See, I learned a lot of things for getting on these calls. We have the calls on Saturdays at 10:55 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you're in a different time zone, then adjust it to your time zone. And we have them on Monday. The ones on Saturdays are an hour long. The ones on Monday are 30-something minutes long, and they are 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Again, if you're in a different time zone, adjust it to your time zone.